How's everybody doing today? It's day 5 of our daily meditation practice here of just staying present, staying connected in the midst of all that's going on, politics, pandemic, the election, still so much happening. And today I wanted our practice to be feeling into expectations, which are something that we all experience. We all have expectations. We form them, we feel them, wanting an outcome. We think we need what we hope we need. So I want you to just feel into the expectations that are swirling around inside of you, around this election, what's happening with coronavirus. And the thing about staying present is that it's very much a time-oriented practice, right? You're supposed to feel into what's going on right now. And expectations are very future-oriented. By their nature, they're future-oriented. What's happening now versus what will happen in the future. And so we want to just notice how our expectations are circling there, swirling around, percolating, and how we start to interpret everything that's happening in light of those expectations. Our expectations look like they're going to be confirmed. Is the candidate that we want to win going to win? What are the polls saying? What new shenanigans are emerging in the news? Make us think that our expectations will be dashed. So just notice the ways in which you might be feeling a certain gripping, clenching, grasping quality. That's what I mean by expectations. Not a sense of just knowing. Somebody were to say to you, what do you think is going to happen with the election or the pandemic or anything else that's going on? You might say, well, I expect this to happen in a sort of calm, knowing way. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that gripping, clenching, grasping, an expectation, desire, hope. It'd be very hard to just let that go and not interpret what's happening now in light of that expectation. To not attribute meaning to it. A poll comes out, a tweet comes out, a campaign announcement comes out, a video comes out. You might interpret it in terms of, what is this doing to the election? How is this going to alter the outcome? How is it affecting my expectations? What I expect will happen, what I want to happen. See if you could just feel into that sense of expectation. Your eyes and your mind focused on the future. November 3rd, next year. It's very hard to stay present when you are looking ahead to some future moment in time where you hope everything is going to change. And that's just it. Your expectations are tied to a vision of what you think will happen, what you think needs to happen. We all do this. It might seem very hard to release a sense of expectation because, in a way, you're asking yourself to relinquish any desire for a particular outcome. What would it feel like for you right now to say, I choose no side? And not in the sort of sense of like, well, both parties are terrible, so I'm rejecting all of them. That's a wonderful binary that's actually just rejecting all of politics. I know a lot of people who like to do that. And you really just carved up the world in terms of like, you know, all of them are terrible, politics is terrible, both parties are terrible. Uh, and now I'm just gonna ignore it and reject it all. I'm actually talking about staying present with it, not rejecting it, staying present, but choosing no sides. No, choosing no sides based on what you think is going to happen, what you think should happen. That's very hard. You might not even be able to relinquish that. You might still have an expectation of what you think should happen. Who should win? I know I do. Can we just be with this moment right now without trying to gauge and interpret with that sort of clenching feeling of like, I'm holding on to an outcome. I really need this election to go a particular way. I really need this to happen. Just softening around that grasping. Just taking a breath. You maybe close your eyes here. Just feeling into having no expectations and choosing no sides. It might feel like really artificial. Of course, I'm grasping. Of course, I'm holding on to an expectation, to an outcome. I know what should happen. It's just a practice, letting go of it a little bit, holding on to some idea. See if you can loosen the grip just a bit. Just for the next few minutes. That's all it is a minute by minute practice, moment by moment, softening, relaxing, unclenching, not seeing everything through the lens of good and bad for my outcome, for my expectation, for this future vision I'm holding on to in my mind and in my body, like a tight, brittle grip. See if you can just, for the moment, let go even the tiniest bit of expectations, the desire for a certain outcome. And that's the practice of staying present this time. Moment to moment, the next moment, not being known, not being certain, and just letting the future unfold. Continue that practice. Tomorrow, finally, we're going to talk about forgiveness. See you tomorrow.